Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your February, had to think for a minute, your February 2021 mid-month general reading. We are looking at the last 2 weeks of February, and this reading is for the earth sign of Capricorn. Welcome everyone. Thanks for taking the time to tune in today, and thank you as well for those of you who hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Thanks for all your support, feedback, and comments. So this reading is for the earth sign of Capricorn for the last 2 weeks of February 2021. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus is in Capricorn. It's also relevant if you're watching for a Capricorn. Of course, how it resonates with you is going to vary a little because it's a general reading. You know your story. So watch all of your signs, sun, moon, rising, and Venus for additional insight. If this reading resonates with you, if any of the readings resonate with you, and you would like to reach out for a personal reading, maybe take a deeper look at something, you can get my contact info by clicking on the description link below. Click on that little arrow. You'll see my email address there, maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you. I do offer a wide variety of readings in all main areas of life, for yourself or as a gift for anyone else. And I do readings full time. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent at working with other people's schedules and my own to get readings set up as quickly as possible. So email me if you're interested. I'd be most happy to work with you. Okay, Capricorn. Let's see what the last 2 weeks of February have in store for you. I almost have this sort of anxious, panicky feeling. Not quite sure if that's relevant to the reading or not, but let's take a look at Capricorn. Last 2 weeks of February. Okay, Capricorn, we begin with the Hanging Man, followed by the Nine of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, followed by the Two of Cups, the Ten of Cups, followed by the Eight of Pentacles. You're going to be just fine. From the bottom of the deck, we have 2 cards. First one out, Nine of Swords. Stress, anxiety, insomnia, fear of an unknown future. How's things going to work out? With the Knight of Wands, I think I'm going to keep that. So in a nutshell, Capricorn, it looks like you're really have a lot of anxiety and stress and angst and fear, because we have the Nine of Swords being kind of the overriding or overall focused energy for the last 2 weeks of February. But you're going to be fine. The Nine of Swords usually shows up when someone is in fear of an unknown future. Swords is governed by the element of air, which governs our mind, so it's ideas and mental thoughts and perspectives and ideologies. The Nine of Swords usually represents thinking about something obsessively, going over and over and over and over again, thinking about it all the time, and usually imagining something happening with the worst possible outcome, so much that it gets built up in your head to be so big that it doesn't even really match the reality of the external situation. It's not that perhaps the source of your fear or concern isn't valid, but the Nine of Swords usually shows up when somebody is thinking about it obsessively in a way, usually negatively, that doesn't match the situation itself. It's needless worry in the obsessive frequency of it. And it appears that what you're worried about is the Knight of Wands, which is the fastest of all of the knights, because he's governed by the element of fire, which governs the suit of wands. So he's fast, impulsive, spontaneous. He gets something in his head, a mission, a quest, and he just blindly, maybe not always blindly, but rushes forward very aggressively to do it. So it looks like a lot of you are stressed out over perhaps a decision you made or an action you took. Maybe you something happened very quickly and you had to take action very quickly, and now you're stressed out about perhaps what the future ramifications of that are going to be, but you're going to be fine. I can see that right here. So, well, I'm not going to tell you not to worry, because one, it wouldn't work, you'd worry anyway. What I can tell you is you don't need to worry to the extent of the Nine of Swords. You can cut that at least in half, right? So, and for some of you, for many of you, it might be that money and home and family is kind of tied up in this anxiety. We do have the Hanging Man here, which usually represents watching something playing out, watching to see how something plays out. You're not taking any specific action right now, or you may feel like you're in stasis and limbo right now, where you're watching to see how something plays out. And with it, we have the Nine of Cups, which is a fairly indulgent, hedonistic sort of card. This is a card that, it's also called the wish fulfillment card, the lottery card, like getting what you want, getting everything that you want, having it to such an extreme that your cups are overflowing with abundance and you're having a party sharing with everyone. There's always a bit of a cautionary edge to the Nine of Cups. Be careful what you wish for, because you may get what you think is everything that you want and then discover it's not actually what you thought it was going to be. So, always kind of a mind over emotions in this. It could be too that you've made a decision to take action, or you've actually made the decision and taken the action to invest money in something, or spend your money in a certain way, or do something, that makes you feel stressed out about whether or not you're going to have enough money to be sufficient in paying your bills. It maybe feels like a fear here. And in fact, you may have taken action on something that's going to leave you money quite tight or strapped. You're going to have to be careful for the next little while, but the end result is the same. You're going to be okay. There's a few different stories I'm kind of getting here, because in the middle we have the Five of Pentacles with the Two of Cups. The Five of Pentacles is a card of insufficiency and lack, not having enough. Could be not having enough financially and materially, or you're afraid of not having enough. On an emotional level, it can represent being shut out, being abandoned, being on the outside, feeling rejected, being one of the have-nots versus the haves, being on the outside of, it's showing as, this couple who's on the outside, and a lot of the Five of Pentacles depiction in a lot of tarot decks usually show one or a couple being outside of what appears to be a church or a sanctuary or cathedral, and there's light shining out, implying that there's people on the other side who have everything that they need. But it can also represent that what you need is very close to you, or it's right there, or it's in your community, or there's help if you need it. But you may not be seeing it because you're only focused on the insufficiency and the lack. And then with it is the Two of Cups, the traditional soulmate, kindred spirit, best friend card. Again, for some of you, it may be an action you took which you're afraid might have negative financial repercussions. Either you invested a lot of money or took action in something, and now you're like, oh, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't spend any money right now. Maybe we shouldn't spend any money on indulgences right now because money's going to be really tight because of this thing, and I'm kind of stressed out about it. Did I make the right decision? Some of you, it may be you and your partner and your family. For some of you, it may be that you've taken action. Maybe you haven't spent money, but you've taken action on something quite quickly. Maybe you had to take action on something quite quickly because something happened very quickly, and you're worried that it's going to cost you financially in the long run. Because what I am getting here, regardless of what the specifics of your story is fear about finances, having enough, getting what you want. But then we have the Ten of Cups, the happy home card, the happily ever after, the white picket fence card. Everything's going to be, you're going to be fine. This is a card that represents feeling like you're at a place where everything has finally come together in a beautiful, harmonious, balanced, lovely way. It's the white picket fence. It's marriage, childbirth, blessings, home, the property of the house itself, finding a great place for you and your family, whatever that means, to be in, having what you want, feeling fulfilled, particularly on an emotional way, and with anything that has to do with home and family. And underneath it is the Eight of Pentacles, hard at work, nose to the grindstone, working hard and doing well, because if tens represent cycle of fulfillment and achievement and completion, the eight represents you're close. You worked really, really hard, probably for quite a long time, on whatever this thing is. Whether it's working really hard to be able to move, to get into that new home, that new place, if this is about the actual property. Maybe you've been working on something which you're hoping will get you finances and material things, and you're worried that it's all going to have been for nothing. But that's not the case here. Fundamentally, it's a fear about money, having enough money in the future, even in the near-term future, worried that a decision that you've made or an action that you've taken might have been the right one, or that it won't pan out. And kind of waiting and watching and seeing how things play out, but feeling kind of strapped, feeling kind of restrictive, particularly in finances. Could be you and a partner, could be you and an ex-partner too. Let's clarify the overall energy, the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Okay. The High Priestess, intuition, and the Knight of Wands again. Yeah, you're wondering if you trusted your intuition in making the right decision, doing the right thing. You took action. You're wondering, you're stressed out about whether or not the action you took was the right one. The decision you made, the action you took was the right one. For those of you who've moved, maybe you're worried about whether you made the right move or not. It costs more money. Are you going to be able to do it? Others of you, again, it's whether or not this action that you took, this decision that you made, and maybe you had to take it really fast. You're worried. You're worried that, is it the right thing? Was my intuition right? Did I trust my intuition? Let's clarify the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups, Five of Pentacles. The Lovers. It implies that the decision you make or the action you took could have been about a relationship, or it could have been a decision that might affect a relationship. It could be a decision you made with a partner or about a partner, present or past. Ace of Cups, new beginnings, and the Fool, new beginnings. For those of you who have moved recently, there's some fear about whether or not you can financially afford the new place that you moved into. Yeah, it keeps going back to the same thing, Capricorn. Whether the decision you made or not is going to play out well for you financially, for you, for home, for family, whatever that means to you in the long run. Clarify the Ten of Cups. You're going to be fine in the end, though, because you've worked really hard, probably for a considerable period of time, to get to this place where you were even able to make this decision. The Page of Pentacles, beginning to figure it out. The Eight of Wands, movement, action, conversations, positive movement forward, travel, moving. The Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment card. Whatever you did, whatever decision you made, whatever action you took, Capricorn, I feel like it was the right one. It's going to get you where you want and what you want. If it's something you already did, again, whatever fears you have, it's going to work out for you. It's going to work out for you in the long run, even in the short run, because we're only looking at a 2-week period of time, again, because of your hard work. I feel like you have everything that you need in order to manifest what you want. Even if this period of time, this 2-week period of time, is going to be a tough time for you, both with fears and maybe, real financial concerns, I feel like you have it in you to get through it. Let's pull one final advice card for Capricorn. The Magician. You have everything it takes to manifest whatever it is that you want into physical reality. That's what the Magician is. The Magician represents success, particularly in the physical world. The Magician started off as an apprentice, and through a long path of work and trial and error and success and failure, he's reached a point where he has control over all of the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, water, mental energy, emotional energy, physical energy, creative energy. And because of that, he can take whatever he thinks he wants and what he envisions that he wants in his heart, and he knows how to be successful with that by combining his own talents along with the hard work he knows it takes to physically manifest something into reality because of everything he's already been through. He's the entrepreneur of the tarot, and this card is a very clear major arcana message right from God, Spirit, your angels, and guides, saying that whatever it is you're worried about, you have everything that you need within you, or the resources around you, to be able to manifest physically what you want. And you're going to be fine at the end. You're going to be better than fine. You're going to be great. Whatever it is that you need to deal with in this time period, you have everything it takes. If you've made a decision and that decision has left you like financially really restrictive, then the Magician says you have the skills to work hard to get to a place in the not too distant future where maybe you're making more money so that you can be financially more comfortable with this situation. Whatever it is, you have everything that you need, everything that it takes to manifest success in your life, whatever it is in regards to this situation. Beautiful, very powerful reading, Capricorn. So over the next 2 weeks, when you feel this 9 of Swords energy creeping in, let's reverse it. Let's cut that down to like a 5 or a 4 or a 3 or a 2, because you're stressed out about like the worst possible thing happening, but it's not going to. Because of your hard work, your home and family is going to be secure, and your finances too. You have everything it takes to do this. It's a great reading. Capricorn, that is your reading for the last half of February. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful and validating. Again, if you're interested in reaching out for a personal reading, maybe you want to take a deeper look at this, you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to hear from you. You can also find that email address by clicking on the description link below. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the March 2021 general readings. Until then, stay safe and well. Be oh so blessed, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.